Here comes my big performance. Ready? Here we go. We are going to rename the boat. The point of renaming the boat is that the boat came with a name that I don't want it to be anymore. It also doesn't have any real significance to us. There's a couple things you have to do to appease a couple water-based gods and the wind so that we don't die when we try to go sailing. It's like a very old tradition of renaming boats because boats aren't just boats. They're entities, they're human beings. They can breathe, they have life, and they have their own personalities and everything like that. So because of that, they're very kind of finicky. The boat's name was Phantom, which was just the name when we bought it. That was pretty much all it was. And I've always, since I bought it, wanted to rename it one day to Bernard. Even though Bernard's a boy name, boats are all girls. So it will be a girl boat named Bernard, which is fine. Bernard is named after Bernard Moitessier, who was a very eccentric French sailor who sailed around the world during a race called the Golden Globe race. What that kind of entailed was him about to win the race and win a bunch of money and deciding to screw all that and just sail on. He ended up sailing all the way from England around the world back to the Atlantic Ocean, said screw it, and then went all the way to Tahiti. The person who actually won the race made it one time around the world and barely made it at that. That would be Robin Knox Johnson. So Bernard Moitessier was a kind of a poet and a very interesting character. He did that big journey in a boat named Joshua. And Joshua was a 40-foot red-hulled telephone towers for masts, like no winches, old school steel boat made by a company that made boilers for steamships. So the year men walked on the moon was the first year anyone sailed around the world nonstop, which is an interesting kind of thought, right? So he named his boat Joshua, and Joshua was named after Joshua Slocum, who was an American sailor. He was credited as being the first person to ever sail around the world solo. He did a bunch of stops and things like that, but he named his boat after Joshua Slocum, and I always thought it would be very cool to name this boat after Bernard Moitessier. There's been a lot of aspects of the boat that have gotten done that I had my own hang-ups or misgivings about. When she was like, let's rename it, I thought that was a good idea because I always wanted to wait until it was exactly the way I wanted it to be, but it will never be exactly the way you wanted it to be. But at the same time, you can do a lot. So thank you.
You're welcome.
And we got a whole speech and a bit of a ceremony. We have
it's a bit of ceremony and a bit of silliness, really, but it should be fun. We have I don't know if we showed off our greenery.
Our parsley.
So, one of the things that you have to have is, I think it could be it, is some greens, like to represent like a safe return to land. So I asked Jack to go to the store and get some greenery, expecting like eucalyptus, olive branch.
But I got parsley.
He got parsley, but it grows out of the earth, so it still counts. So we have our greenery. So there's two sections, there's two parts to this. There's the unnaming and the renaming. So the sort of lore, I don't know if you explained this, is that Poseidon has a register of every boat that sails the sea in a ledger. And if you want to rename the boat, you just have to communicate very clearly to Poseidon, like, strike this name from the list and add this one. O mighty and great ruler of the seas and oceans, to whom all ships and we who venture upon your vast domain are required to pay homage, I implore you in your graciousness to expunge for all time from your records and recollection the name Phantom, which has ceased to be an entity in your kingdom. As proof thereof, we submit this ingot, bearing her name, to be corrupted through your powers and forever be purged from the sea. So we have the old name on this metal that we now yeet into the ocean.
Nick,
so Poseidon knows.
Yeet.
That was a good throw.
Thank you.
In grateful acknowledgement of your munificence and dispensation, we offer these libations to your majesty and your court. We got some champagne, some real champagne. Many people warn you that you have to, do Poseidon a solid and get some decent stuff, or he'll be very offended. So we have real champagne to pour over the side. Okay. At least half the champagne into the water from east to west. Shake it and pop it?
Sure. Oh my god, that's a lot.
That cork is gonna get locked.
Yeah. That's hot.
Cheers.
Is that it?
Pretty much.
Okay.
And you guys take a sip. We actually have glasses. All right, so the boat is unnamed, which is very terrible luck to have a boat with no name. So we must proceed with the naming.
O mighty and great ruler of the seas and oceans, to whom all ships who venture upon your vast domain are required to pay homage, I implore you in your graciousness to take unto your records and recollect this worthy vessel hereafter and for all time known as Bernard, or guarding her with your mighty arm and trident and ensuring her of safe and rapid passage throughout her journey within the realm. In appreciation of your magnificence, dispensation, and in honor of your greatness, we offer these libations
More alcohol.
to your majesty and your court. And now, into the water from west to east.
Oh. West to east. Come to the boat too. Nice.
O mighty rulers of the wind, through whose power our frail vessel traverses the wind and faceless deep, we implore to you, grant this worthy vessel, Bernard, the benefit and pleasures of your bounty, ensuring us of your gentle ministration according to our needs.
North.
North is
first.
this
I
way.
labeled them. South. North is back there.
North
I'll
is back
follow
there,
you with
so I'm
the
gonna
camera.
I'm just
Come
gonna go.
along.
Come along, everybody. Great Boris, exalted ruler of the north wind, grant us permission to use your mighty power in the pursuit of our lawful endeavors, ever sparing us the overwhelming scourge of your frigid breath. Great Zephyrus, exalted ruler of the west wind, grant us permission to use your mighty power in the pursuit of our lawful endeavors, ever sparing us the overwhelming scourge of your wild breath.
Oh, wait, hold
Exalted
on.
ruler of the east wind, grant us permissions to your mighty powers in the pursuit of our lawful endeavors, ever sparing us the overwhelming scourge of your mighty breath.
Don't
Great
forget your own
Notice,
camera.
exalted ruler of the south wind, grant us permission to use your mighty powers in the pursuit of our lawful endeavors, ever sparing us the overwhelming scourge of your scalding breath. All right.
And now
for all the homies.
for the homies.
Homies.
And I'm gonna add that you have to eat a bite of parsley.
Oh my god! I thought we have to throw this into the water.
Maybe, but I think you should eat some first.
It's not very tasty. I tried it earlier. All right, everyone, grab a thing first. I thought we threw this in the oh, bad.
Wait, let me take a bite.
Here.
Just lop it off like a dandelion.
Oh, you ate the stalk. Alright, yeah, we can throw that. Maybe christen it with some champagne and then throw it in. The fishies will eat it. And now we actually have to put the name on the boat.
So most boat names are on the stern. Bernard Moitessier had Joshua written on his white cabin top on the aft quarter. We don't have enough room on the aft quarter, so we're going to put it right here. And it's going to look salty at AF. Jesus.
They're 10 inches, if you were wondering. That's how tall they are.
All right.
Ta-da! It looks fantastic.
Looks very metal. Damn. Nobody's going to wonder what's the name of that boat is.
Hey, what's the name of that boat?
Definitely not Bernard.
Anything but for that.
Definitely not
Kevin?
Bernard. All right. Other side?
Yeah.
We're locked in. You can hear the church bells at St. Casimir's.
Ooh, the church bells are ringing.
Ooh, they're ringing for us. 2 of 2.
Minus 1 point for the jazz hands.
Ooh.
Minus points.
For the ER
Extra,
nod, brother.
Megan says extra points for jazz hands.
Ooh.
So anyway, thanks for joining. If you joined or made a Twitch just for this stream, please, respect first of all, good dedication. Second of all, follow us. Yay for Bernard. Our boat finally matches all of our Instagram and other branding. So bye everyone.